Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here finally with my May planner flip through. So I have a couple of confessions before we get started. One, I am not finished with my May pages for Sophia's memory book, and so there will not be a flip through today of Sophia's memory book. We're at the point now in the year where I'm starting to fall behind with memory planning and just planning in general for Sophia. And so that will be, as always, I will do a flip through of the entire year for her planner, but it's a little bit more decorative, and so I just like to take my time and just enjoy when I have the motivation, laying down the stickers and just enjoying that process. So what we're flipping through today is going to be my personal catch-all planner. And in May, I did simplify down to just a single planner with a monthly, weekly, and daily section. And it's just all like one continuous thing. So we're gonna flip through this. So here's where the second confession comes in. I actually forgot that I had not done this flip through, and I actually broken down this planner. This is recreated. Of course, it's all the pages that are supposed to be in here. I just had already broken it down. I had been organizing my space like crazy. And I was like, this month is over, I need to break it down. So I had broken down this planner before I realized, oh, I need to record this video. So that is one of the reasons why it's a little bit late, but we are here, we're recording this video. I do this every month. It's one of my favorite videos, in fact, so I'm surprised really that I forgot. Like, it is one of my favorite videos to record. So what we're gonna do is just flip through this. It will be a lot of fun. It is a much simpler setup, and so I don't think it will be quite as long as some of my other flip through videos, but I did use a random set of covers and discs. These are just black. Actually, I was using black metal discs, but when I recreated this planner, I put it on black plastic discs, which I don't think you can really tell on video. And this cover was from, I think, a notebook, like a guided journal notebook. So in May, I did use the Mickey and Minnie planner that I got as a gift from my niece. She purchased this for me for Christmas. And so I did actually, in fact, decorate this May. It's so cute to me. I love it. I love it filled out. There are a couple of things that I actually have not gone back in and like put boxes for, which at this point, it's so far past it, I might just leave it like that and call it a day. I mean, this is what planning looks like for me. Some days it looks pretty. Some days I just wrote it in pencil and, as long as I remembered it, it was good to go. But I do try to decorate every week in this planner. And so this is what it looks like for the first full week of May. And this week I moved straight into daily pages. And so like right around this time, Thursday of this week, I decided just to lay down a bunch of stickers that I just wouldn't use these stickers anywhere else. So I just laid a random collage of stickers that I pulled. And yeah, I wrote in it for 2 days, and that's pretty much it. But you'll see these in the daily pages, right? And then here I got full of like decoration, but I also recorded an after the pen like right with me in this week. But one of the things I did do after the video was added a bunch of other things, so you can kind of see it looks messy, but again, planning to me is supposed to be functional. So I think it looks pretty, but it also is very functional for me. And so I tracked this week, and generally I track like all the major like events that are happening, work and personal, as well as like social media, things I need to do. So all of it kind of lands on here somewhere. Right, and then here is the last week of May. This was a Will Away stickers kit. It's so cute. We did go to Orlando this last weekend, so yeah, this is what it looks like. I think it's just so beautiful. Right, and so then, oh no, I totally forgot. One of the things that I did do was, because I was switching from May to June into a big happy planner, I wanted to include May 30th and 31st in this week. So this was the last official week in the happy planner. And then I pulled from the June section these set of pages, and I put this in here. And of course it was only 2 days, and so I decorated it, but really only wrote in these like 2 sections. So that is it. Now we're gonna flip into the daily section. I can't remember when I did this, but like at some point in a previous video, I like talked about how I updated this currently page. It was actually in the video where I moved over the June pages actually. I converted this. This is actually the July page. Was it the July currently? It was one of the currently pages. I converted it so that way I could track some of my budget stuff. Here's just like a random list. Like again, planning to me is functional. Here's just me kind of talking about what I wanted to do with the daily pages here. And it obviously, this did not happen, but now we move into the daily pages. This straight up pen, more just straight pen. Here's me mapping out some stuff for Disney. We were going at the end of the month. And then here, just random notes on a random sheet of paper. I mean, this is how planning goes for me. This should have been taped down, but like, then I was using this planner, which is a planner I purchased as kind of an on-the-go planner. This is from At a Glance. I purchased it from Amazon. It's meant to be like one of those desk calendars that you open up on your desk in like the little weird kind of like black, it's not a Rolodex, but it looks kind of like that to me. Anyway, it's meant to be that, but I punched it for discs and put it in here. And then here, I won't open this up, but it's basically a letter-sized sheet of paper that I printed out from work. It has like work names and things like that on there, so I won't show that to you, but it's just like all these work notes that I had, and I just folded it and stuck it in here. All right, so yeah, it's just like, it's actually probably 2 sheets of paper stuck together, and some of these notes ended up on here, so I crossed this out. Like, it's totally messy. You can see it's totally messy, right? And then here, I'm still using this kind of like smaller size, and so everything in this section like fit into my wallet, my purse for the week. All right, here, there's some names on here, so this will be kind of blurred out, but I was doing advising, I was wrapping up the end of the semester, so like I just did it like straight list style, just write out all the things. And then here, this is what I did after work. One of the major things that I'm started as a summer project is kind of like working through the Super Mario series. So I started at the beginning with Super Mario Brothers, and this is the very first game. This is actually the game story from the instruction manual, so I wrote that out. I did mean to go in here and kind of like mark some of the dates and some of the major milestones of like me playing through the game, and so that's supposed to be here. And on the back was me working through Odyssey, which is like one of the later games. It doesn't have to be in order that I'm playing the games, but I did get Odyssey as a Mother's Day gift like a couple of days later, and so I wanted this to be for Odyssey, but I haven't gotten to that yet. And then again, still random pages. Then it goes back to these hourly pages. These hourly pages, by the way, I got at Walmart when they were on discount. You can still find them at Walmart. They're like $4 a pack, and I think you get like 40 or 60 sheets. And so I think they're a good deal, right? And so this is what it kind of looks like. Work, personal stuff, to-do list. I put my budget stuff here. I put social media down here, right? And then here, there's some notes back here. I mean, it's totally random, right? Like just take all the notes, right? I got my Mother's Day stuff here, and so I saved the cards that Sophia gave to me in here. Aren't they so cute? Right, so her Mother's Day cards are in here. These are all the things I keep, right? Like I keep everything, right? And then going back to daily pages here. And some days I didn't have a ton, so I didn't want to create an entire page. I just wrote on the back of this. I didn't want to waste this page to create another page, right? And so here's some more. And then these are work notes that I went ahead and covered up because there's names and things like that. And then I was at a leadership training. And so these are some notes from the leadership training. I won't flip through all this, but it's like a thank you card from that. And then we were talking about like some stuff happening in Alabama. And then here's some like project guidelines for the project that we have to do for leadership training. And so those are all in there. Again, I won't flip through all that, but I saved all that here. Then here we have just more daily pages. I mentioned earlier in the weekly flip through that all my daily notes would be way more detailed, and you can see that. All right, and then here's again like 14th and 15th. I basically was playing video games. Total honesty here. So it was mostly just playing video games. So it's me just tracking like what I ate, things like that. This is my health card. So I folded it so that way you couldn't see like personal information, but it's basically an updated health card. And then towards the end of the month, the second half of the month, starting on the 16th, at least for a couple of days, because I wasn't quite so busy. This was the week that I decided was like a total off week. I would do nothing for this week. And so I did go shopping for a little bit, and I of course still tracked my food, but there was really no major thing that I was doing that week. It was just like I want to like settle down and be completely still for an entire week. So that's all I tracked for those like 5-6 days, right? And then on Sunday we ended up picking back up. We were doing a little bit more, so I did make a page for that. And then here we like are planning some ideas for our July Disney trip. I was just making a log of like different notes from Instagram, going back into like daily planning here, going back into my schedule, like doing actual things in life. And then towards the end of the month, I was actually pretty busy. And so I ended up like, again, going back into like writing on random sheets of paper, right? So random, These are all my budget related notes, right? I just put it on a random sheet of paper. You can see that. And then here are some tasks that I wanted to do, and I just marked them off as I needed to. And then here were my social media notes. This is my food log, and it's all just like on random pieces of paper. I have mentioned now in like, I feel like the last 20 videos, but I've been organizing my space. And so part of this is like, oh, I have this thing, I need to use it. Why don't I just at least adapt it or convert it to use in, you know, just to track my food, you know? And so it's just totally random. But like I said, in like the past, like starting on the 23rd going forward, it was just like, I did separate it by categories like to-do list, budget, social media, food log, but it's just like you can see like just a random mix of different sheets of paper. So that is my flip through of May. You know, my life, you can see, I like to try to be functional. Sometimes it looks pretty. Sometimes the functionality is completely like pencil, paper, random scrap sheet of paper, but I do at least try to put it in this planner. So even if it's on a random sheet of paper, even if it's on a sticky note, I will eventually put it into this planner so that way I have a record of the entire month. And so I do try not to like write on a random sheet of paper that just gets tossed away or lost somewhere. So that it does end up in here. But I also am not like one of those planners who like has to make it look pretty, right? I want it to be functional. It works for me to do it like this. Some days are busier and more chaotic than others, and so it might just be on a scrap piece of paper that I just leave here on my desk, and I work off that list for a couple of days. And then when I feel like I have time to sit down and make it look a little bit prettier, a little bit nicer, I will just take the old sheet and stick it in here and then start on the new sheet. You know, sometimes it's just like that. That's how my planning works. It's always worked like that for me. I feel like it works as a system, you know, and it just looks messy sometimes, but I hope that the reality of how my planning goes, you know, can inspire you to like, you know, let's be a little bit real with our planning, you know? It doesn't have to always look Instagram perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video. Bye guys.